In this video, I'll be going over some of the basics on how to use Microsoft OneNote for your note-taking. So the first thing to know about OneNote is kind of the basics on how it works. So OneNote is a notebook for your computer, essentially. So the best way to look at it is if I hit this drop down here, you'll see a list of all my notebooks. I only have one, but you can add some more if you'd like. And notebooks are like your binders or your notebooks, really. And then inside of each notebook, you'll have some dividers to kind of divide up your information. In this case, they're called sections, so you can add as many tabs as you want, as many dividers as you like. And then inside of each section on the right here, you'll have its own set of pages. So you can add as many pages as you like with all of the different content. So for this example, I'm just going to go to the first page in my first section of this notebook. So I can begin in this page by giving it a title. I'm going to change it to maybe example 1. And as you can see, it's changed the title name here with today's date, and this looks like when I was originally writing it, but I can update it to today. So I can do that by clicking on this date here, change the page date to today, and then the time as well to right now. So there we go. And as you might have noticed on the right here, it's also updated my page name on the page tab. Then all I have to do to write my notes in my page is click anywhere on the page and then just start typing. So this is a text box. So each thing you write on the page can be in its own separate spot. This is another text box. And you can move them around wherever you like. So you can write your notes on your page as freely as you wish. And then afterwards, if you hover over the text and then move this gray bar by holding left click and dragging, you can move and rearrange the text as you see fit. It looks like I've kind of overlapped them here, but you can kind of drag them and move them as you see fit. That's essentially how you write your notes. You can edit the text at the very top here under the Home tab, similar to the way that Microsoft Word would work. So if I wanted to highlight this text and then make it bold or change the font, that's a bad font, try that one. You can adjust the text to the way it looks best to you. So I'll move these over so they're a little more aligned. There we go. You can also add these important features in OneNote called tags. These are for your kind of reference when you're looking back at your notes. So there's lots of different tags in here that you can look at. You can also hit the big down arrow, it'll give you all the options. But you can also customize tags and add your own. So if I hit new tag here, it gives me the option to kind of adjust one. For the most part, there's lots of different tags in here to choose from. You can create some of your own if you like, but it's not totally necessary. So these are kind of indicators to yourself when looking back at things. So if I wanted to make this is another text box, maybe the teacher said this is going to be on a test and it's important to remember. You can click on the important tag once I've clicked on this text, and it will add it right next to it. So that way when you're going through your pages looking at your notes, you can look back and see, oh, this is important, or maybe you can write, oops, I can click here and add a question. So maybe I had a question about this note here, so maybe I could go back to my professor and ask them a question. They're really just so you can remember things, and they're important for you to do, or for you to remember when looking back at them. One great thing that I like about OneNote is the to-do tag here. So if I write maybe assignment 1 and it's due on 05/29/2020. So I have an assignment due here. Maybe I haven't done it yet. So what I could do is add next to it a to-do tag to remind myself, oh, I haven't done this yet. And then when I have done it, just to remind myself that I have completed it, you can click the checkbox off on it. So that can be helpful to kind of remember what you have and haven't done. It gives you a little satisfaction checking off boxes as you add them. So those are the tags. You can also insert lots of information into here. So you can insert all of this listed stuff here. I'll just go through it briefly. So if you wanted to add a table to kind of organize your information a little better, you can add a little table similar to the way Excel works. If I go back here, you can add a file attachment, so it'll attach a file here. If I go here, I'll just attach a random file, click through it, sorry, did that very quickly. But you can attach a file here and you can drag it around and move it. You can kind of manipulate that. There's lots of options here. You can even open it from here. So that's helpful. You can insert a spreadsheet. I won't do that because that'll be a big thing. You can do a screen clipping, so if I click on that, it'll allow me to take a screenshot. So maybe I'll take a screenshot of this tent on my desktop here. It added the screen clipping here. It's kind of adjusted a lot of the work I've done, which is mending my organizations. But there you go. You can add a screen clipping if you'd like. From your screenshot, you can do a picture file, a picture from online, so it'll let you search online for a picture. You can search for a video online. You can add a link to a certain another notebook potentially, or to a website address. You can search for that. You can record audio and video, so that's helpful. And then this next part is for the date and timestamp. So these are very helpful. If you click on something you want to add a date to, maybe I wrote this example in a Word document and then I want to date it. So you just click on the date button, it'll automatically add today's date there. You can also add the time as well if you think that's helpful, or the combination of the two, so you don't have to click both buttons. I'll just do that here, date time, puts them both. There's also the option for some templates, some different equations or symbols. If those apply to you, they might be helpful. Not everybody will need them. There's also the option for drawing. So if you like to make your pages look very nice, you can draw. Alternatively, for more study-based skills, there's the highlighter options. So you can click on a highlighter and highlight the information, just as you would with like in a book. So that can be nice and helpful. And there's lots of different options you can adjust. You can even add shapes if you wish. Whatever you prefer, there's lots of different styling options. But yeah, that's essentially the basics of OneNote and what you might need to know. In our follow-up video, I'll be going through a demonstration on how I would recommend setting up your OneNote, so that way you can have the easiest organization for your class schedule. Thank you very much.